Thank you for the advice on the hobby front. I think we're going to try and do some golf with them regularly, so hopefully that plans out. You know what I mean? Find your own interest is good.
Nice.
So
For sure.
he says, so I'm in a relationship and have been for around 4 years with my partner. Only issue in our relationship is the distance. He works on the rigs up north and is totally in the closet and is not always able to be in contact with me, which brings on a lot of anxiety. But to my shock, I've started to get along with a female at work. I've always been a bit bi, but I normally lean towards the male side, so to find the attraction to the opposite sex is a bit strange. I'm starting to find myself messaging the girl from work more and more, and I find myself thinking about her and talking about her to my mates. I'm concerned I'm overstepping without letting my boyfriend know how I feel. How would you guys deal with the situation? Have you been in a situation like this before? No, the rest of the email, something else. I think that was quite an interesting one. Like, we get stuff like that. Like, me and Jamie have never experienced the other side, but we can, you know, imagine dating a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the rigs is a big thing in Scotland. Like, a lot, because obviously in Scotland the jobs aren't amazing, and the rigs pay really well. So I can, and it is a hard thing to do. I don't know if you, obviously you moved to Greece with your partners, but long distance relationships are hard.
Oh, yeah.
Very hard.
They are.
And especially if you can't communicate that often with them.
Yeah. Especially as well if he's not open about being gay, because the rigs is quite
Right.
a manly like, place to be in.
Masculine.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to. I don't want to say that he's insecure because he's not out, but I think he's trying to protect a certain part of him. Because obviously you're out there for like what? You could be out there for 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Right.
And you want to feel included,
You'll be out there for
right?
a long time. Yeah, I would think that I would assume that he's just keeping it in the closet for the simple reason to get along at work.
Yeah.
Because they may be
to make life easier.
Type of blokes there.
Yeah, to make his life easier, and he's entitled to that for sure. Yeah. Can I ask a question? Like, long distance relationships are definitely difficult, but if there's sort of an end date, like, okay, we're apart, but in 3 months we'll be together forever. If there's some sort of cutoff date, then it's something to sort of look forward to. I'm not really sure if we have any information about that.
No, it doesn't.
I will assume
like,
that
is he going to be back?
I assume he comes back and then he goes again. I would assume.
You normally do. Yeah, you get like equal amount of time back than you do there.
Right. Yeah.
I fixated on that part. I think his problem more is the fact that he's feeling something for someone else while the partner's away.
Yeah,
exactly. I feel like he's more concerned about feeling something for someone when he's committed to somebody else than even the fact that she's a woman. I'm not sure. I don't like. I know he said that but it's surprising for him to feel something for the opposite sex. But I think it's more guilt about, oh my gosh, I've got 1 foot in this situation and 1 foot in this other situation.
Yeah.
Definitely confusing.
I feel like he's probably, this person came along and gets along with, but he's probably a little lonely because he can't get together with
definitely
his other partner, and doesn't have a lot of communication. He can't talk to him very often.
Exactly. Yeah.
Loneliness breeds. I don't remember the whole. There's some sort of saying. Loneliness breeds something. So
probably a lot of things. But
probably a lot of things. Just breeds. But I don't know. I think a lot of that probably came out of loneliness more than anything. But I don't know.
Yeah. I think he's almost seeking affection because he's not getting it.
Right.
I was in a relationship with someone that lived in Scotland, and I'm about 6 hours or 7 hours away from there for a little while. That ended badly, purely down to the fact that it was before I had money and stuff like that, and before phone contracts, so we was always not able to contact each other as much as we should. We were both young. Someone else come into their life. That was it. Done. And I think, looking back on that situation and how hurt I was being the other person, I think the best thing to do is just, as we've said many a times, just be honest. Say there's someone like creeping into your life almost, and see what comes back from it.
And I think that, and he has to decide, does he want to pursue the woman? Yeah, he kind of has to make his own decision. If he's, he can't play both ends. It's going to end badly.
Yeah.
He kind of has to make that decision if the other partner, if he loves the other partner enough to wait. If not, he has to have the conversation. But he can't have both. It never.
I think if your head's getting turned as well, I think that says a lot in itself.
It's a sign. Exactly what I was going to say. That happened to me before I was married. I was in a relationship for 3 years, and at the very end is when I started to become close to, I was at university, to a guy, another student. And I think that if I was satisfied in my other relationship, I wouldn't even have turned my head. I wouldn't, he was offering me something that I wasn't getting from my other relationship. So obviously I'm not going to, say to break up with them, but look inside yourself and really think, like, what are your needs? What, does what your partner give you, does it outweigh sort of the sacrifices of being far away from them? And also, what is this woman giving you? Maybe it's just companionship. Maybe it's not going to turn into some sort of love connection. Maybe it is just loneliness. Maybe it's just connecting with a human being. I think that he needs to do a little bit of soul searching, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
It's quite. I like this having other people on the podcast because you both had different situations. But then you both came, because it's the same, right? Like, he said he's not able to talk to him as often because he's not out and blah, blah, blah. And then this female's come along and she's talking to him and giving him that attention. So it could just be down to being lonely. And like you said, she's giving you something. So, and then you said, wait for him to come back and have a conversation.
Yeah.
I think that was the best thing. You haven't done anything, so you shouldn't feel bad. And
exactly. No.
So I think the best thing to be wait for him to come back, see if it changes because he's there, and then you would know whether it's just loneliness. And if it's not, then you should have that conversation where you say, look, it's difficult this way, and I'm starting to, don't say about her, but say you're starting to think about other directions, and maybe he'll change, maybe you don't know what happened, but I think the main thing is to stay strong and have that conversation before anything happens. That's what we always agree on.
Yeah.
Discussion. Always discuss.
Yeah.
Never.
Exactly. Always
discuss.
But
always.
And
but also discuss with yourself. And I know that, I don't know that if that sounds like trite, but I think sometimes we really have to figure out, like, what am I really looking for? What are my needs? What's important to me?
Yeah.
Not easy conversations to have, but
because sometimes we lie to ourselves
inward. Exactly.
We need to, really see.
Yeah.
And we don't know what this woman is thinking either. She might be like, I have the best guy friend ever, and that would be,
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
She's not even thinking about a romantic connection.
Might not even be looking at him that way.
Yeah.
She might see him if this guy's openly out as a gay guy himself. She might see him as like a gay best friend, maybe, and not even seeing him being like as a bisexual man. So she might be in like a sense of like safety around him.
Safety, exactly.
Yep. That's what I was just going to say. She feels safe to just let it all out and relax because, he's gay. It's fine.
Yeah.
I never thought
a lot of unanswered questions. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, we only get so much from the email, so we have to sort of cover everything.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we did, right? Like I said, you both came out with two different, and they joined together. And I think it was a pretty good. I think
he can look at it and say, okay, well, wait a minute. I didn't realize maybe she doesn't look at me that way. Maybe, I'm just missing him so much and she's giving me conversation. Maybe, there's a lot of things.
Exactly.
So he needs
to. I hope we brought up before about social media And that's the problem with that, right? Why so many relationships break up, because if you have an argument, if that guy that fell asleep on the train in Peterborough, there's always going to be someone on the internet that's willing to give you that shoulder for you to feel better. And then straight away, there's that seed of, oh, this person's being nice to me. This person's giving me...
They understand me. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the problem with the whole thing. But it's such a... Relationships are such a tough thing, especially distance. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I really feel like relationships are much harder now. Like you said, with social media and everything. I think it just, you know...
Yeah.
Definitely. Even
if
it's
ugly quick.
I don't envy people having to date now.
No. You know, there's so many things you have to think about. Before it was just, you know, go out on that date, see if you like the person. Now it's, you know, you gotta check them out, and I don't know. I haven't dated in so long. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Is he gonna text? Is he not gonna text?
Why is he not answering my text?
That's like...
See, me growing up, we used to call the boyfriend's
crazy.
house, and if the parents answered, we hung up and waited, you know. You know?
Yeah, and there's no like, well, my, you know, the wall phone battery died. There's none of that nonsense.
No.
everyone knew everyone's numbers.
They
that's
worked
right.
on. Yeah,
And
exactly.
think about it. It was a time that if he had gone out and he hadn't shown up till the next day and didn't call, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal, because she knew he was out with his mates and wouldn't think about it. But because she doesn't have constant contact with the phone, things spiral out of control. But 20 years ago, that wouldn't have happened.
Shows how dependent we are on them now, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Oh
really
God.
dependent.
My
Yes.
my cousin and her husband, they text each other sitting next to each other. Like, she'll say to him, "Can you make me a cup of tea?" And he'll get her a cup of tea.
It's like piss off.
That's mental, isn't it? That's absolutely crazy.
Well, you know,
Oh my God.
you know, dinner's ready. I'm texting the kids upstairs instead of going up the stairs. Like, food.
And imagine him turning to you and saying, oh, "Sorry, battery died. I didn't." He's like right next to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's
This world. But no, I think we gave a lot of food for thought on that one. I think
hope
so.
we did.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
yeah. Just make sure you
Yeah.
talk to him. Don't
Good
do
things.
anything until you spoke to him. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're truly feeling.
Yeah.
for sure.